Hey guys, so I just wanted to talk a little bit about anxiety and disassociation. So I just saw a client who struggles with this. So as long as she can remember, she's always felt anxious and has that process of disassociating. So even to the point of just going numb in conversations and not being able to retain information at work and just generally feeling really overwhelmed, like forgetful, trouble with making decisions and things like that. So if you're feeling these feelings of anxiety, and it might be there might not even be external triggers. You might just be sitting at home on a Sunday afternoon, everything's chill, but you still have that feeling of anxiety. There's a valid reason why you feel that way. So if we've experienced trauma, and trauma is just basically an unpleasant experience without resolution, and if we've experienced that in childhood and it hasn't been processed through, it's kind of like we become frozen in time in that moment, and then that gets suppressed and stuck in the subconscious basement. And so that's still there as part of us, but we're just not aware of it. So we might be thinking, well, everything's fine. I'm just sitting here and everything's just like super chill. Why am I feeling these feelings? Because that's still within. And so the most powerful way to process and resolve that is to consciously go in the direction of it. So if we're not going through it consciously, then it's going to rear its ugly head and come out in different ways anyway. So just acknowledging that this is not the entirety of you, this is just one part of you, and consciously sinking in and going in the direction of it. And so as I encouraged her to do that, the sensation started to increase and intensify. So she noticed tightness in her throat, in her chest, in her stomach, like this cramping kind of like squeezing feeling. And I just sat with her in a state of emotional vipassana. So we're not going to seek resolution at this point. We're just going to release all resistance to actually feeling these feelings. So these feelings are part of you. They're not the entirety of you. They're a part of you. So we're going to be super present with it. And as you remain present with those feelings, I asked the question, when was the first time you felt like this? And it's amazing, even in people who don't have any conscious memories of childhood, it's amazing how if you sit with the feelings for long enough in a secure space where you know that you're unconditionally supported and everything's going to be received with presence and love, it's like it unlocks those memories. If you don't remember things, it's because your brain's protecting you because it hasn't been pleasant often. And so even people who don't have any memories of childhood, it's amazing, instantly sit with the feelings for long enough and then boom, it comes up. And so she saw herself at around 7 years of age, sitting on the floor in her kitchen, and her dad was just standing over her, just yelling at her. And of course, in that moment, you can see how she'd be feeling anxious, and you can see how she'd want to disassociate. That was the best strategy for her at the time. So it didn't matter, like it wouldn't have been possible for her to yell and scream or like fight back in any way, because it would have just made him more angry, or if she had just cried, it would have made him more angry. So the only way to deal with it was to disassociate. So what was a helpful strategy was so that process of just going numb and almost like leaving your body so you're not feeling anything, that numbness served her at the time. But if those points of trauma are not dealt with, then we're still carrying through those strategies and they're impacting us negatively in daily life. So then now she disassociate in moments where she didn't need to be disassociating. And if we carry that, we can also disassociate from joy as well as pain. Anyway, so we work directly with the memory, found resolution and resolve within that, so giving the inner child full permission to express and to release and to create movement there. We went through that resolution process, and as she integrated that, her whole system changed. So I could feel, at the start, I could feel her touching on it and then disassociating, being clairsentient, touching on it and then disassociating, and I kept leading her back. And then by the end, I could feel in my body what she was feeling. So her heart felt so open, her shoulders were relaxed, her stomach was relaxed. And she said that she doesn't ever feel that way, completely relaxed. And through years and years of therapy, so she's seen psychologists, she's seen psychiatrists, and she's never been able to get to that point of resolution. She could never get past sitting with the feelings, because she'd just jump out and disassociate. So I said, more is happening underneath the surface. So in this space, I'm holding you in a safe space. So it's almost like I create an energetic container for you, and just that complete presence and allowance, and just the trust that you are able to rest into, knowing that everything's going to be received with unconditional presence and love. It's a recipe for healing. And so it was so powerful to experience and witness. The main point, relief is on the other side of feeling it. If you're feeling anxious, there's a valid reason why you feel that way. If you feel like you disassociate, there's a valid reason why you have that strategy in place. So relief is on the other side of actually dropping in, being with those sensations, it's almost like the bottom falls out of it. We get to the original core trauma, remove that, and then all of the core beliefs that were structured around that memory collapse, and we can restructure them as well. So what was underneath that for her is, well, I'm not good enough, I can't do anything right, I'm not loved, there's no space for my emotions, and you could see how that would play out in daily life. So by getting to the core of it, by following the feeling state, the bottom drops out of it, we can restructure those core beliefs, and then it's like looking at a different person, and it's just amazing. It's always like layers of an onion. You peel one layer off, there's something deeper, peel one layer off, there's something deeper, and just it's amazing to witness this work. So if you struggle with anxiety and disassociation or anything really, this is for any, works for any uncomfortable physical state or emotional pain. Even everything has consciousness. So even if you're holding physical pain, there's a reason why your body's holding that for you in that way. Our bodies are amazing at holding things for us until where it's safe for us to actually process through it. So yeah, if you're feeling any type of way that's uncomfortable and you'd love that support, please feel free to reach out. I love this work. This is my purpose and passion, and it's amazing to experience this with people on a daily basis. So lots of love. I hope that was helpful in some way, and talk to you soon. Bye.